Hello everyone. Hi, I'm Andrew Hochradel. Today I'm going to be answering all of your questions. This is a live stream, so if you are watching that replay, you can leave your questions down below. That's fine. I'll try to answer them there. But if you are watching live, I'm here to answer any questions that you have. This is the end of our set of challenges together. We've had so much fun. We've learned a whole bunch of things about color, about efficiency. I think we learned typography, we learned effects. We really went through the gamut of like things in Illustrator in the last 2 weeks together. So we're going to be working today. I'm going to be highlighting some of your work and awesome stuff that I saw in Discord, but I'm also going to be answering any questions that you have and covering some of the stuff that I didn't have time to do during our streams. So let's go ahead and show the ways that you can kind of catch up. If you missed this, if you haven't been doing the challenges, you can always go to behance.net/challenge/Illustrator, Photoshop, or video, and you can get some awesome challenges. And yes, someone's saying live. We are live. If you were here the last couple days, it was like live. Sorry, I lied to you all. I recorded those a little bit earlier, but I was there with you in spirit, and hopefully you learned something. All right, so you can check out all the challenges that we did here. If you missed any of them, you can get the source files, watch the videos, and just catch up on everything that we did over the last 2 weeks. Another place that you can get involved is by tagging Adobe Live on Instagram. So if you are Instagram and you are posting something that we've worked on from a challenge, you're looking for feedback, post and tag Adobe Live. It is a great resource for you to get connected to a community. And of course, subscribe to us on YouTube. Click that little subscribe button where we are right now. Here, I'll make it easy. Right there, if you hover over my fingers, there will be a title. Click on that title and it will take you to the channel. There's lint on me. All right, so let's go ahead and pop into what we want to show today. And Anki is saying, I have just started the font challenge, but hadn't time to finish and send. That's all right. That's totally fine. If you have questions or you're having trouble working on it, let me know during the stream right now, and I will get those questions answered for you. All right, let's go ahead and hop in and take a look at some of the awesome work. So it's like the betrayal. Yes. So these are pretty much all my favorites from what was happening over the last couple weeks. Scrolled through Discord and saw some really great work that I wanted to give some feedback and thoughts on, and even a question that someone posted in Discord that I'm going to try to show you. It was hard for me to describe in Discord, so I'm going to try to show you there. So the first one that I'm going to show that I loved the live texture on your nails. Oh yeah, let's give a nail cam. Look at that. They are kind of green, and so they're keying out into the background. Crazy. All right, so let's go ahead and look at Kadrov, I believe. This is a really great example of what we were talking about when we were changing colors. So if you watched the color hack video, I showed you how to change a lot of colors at the same time, and this is an excellent example. You can see the letters all here are in the same color schemes, but they are all shifted, right? They are all kind of squiggled around a bit, which I love, right? That we have, it looks like we've gone grayscale down here. I think we've probably shuffled these a little bit. It looks like we've fallen into, oh, we have a blend going on here. I love that. So we tried to blend the color here and it blended those two shapes. I think that's cool. I'm not mad about it. I think that's really cool. So that was a great one. Great job, Kadrov. I love it. I don't really have anything more to show you on the replace color. Actually, I'll show you one more thing. So if we're looking on kind of extracting a color scheme, and this is something that we kind of touched on the other day. So I'm just going to make some random blocks here, and I'll show you one more color hack because I feel like we have it. So we've got 5 colors here, and what I can do is I can actually select all these, go to edit, open up, or sorry, edit, edit colors, and then recolor artwork, get our recolor artwork panel open. And then a thing that we didn't talk about that you can do here is you can actually grab a color theme from a photo. So I'm just going to grab something that I've downloaded from Adobe stock, literally just open my downloads and seeing what's in here. Hold on, I need something with some fun colors. All right, this is fun colors. I believe this is work by Sin Lagos, which is great. So here's some work, right? Love this work, looking good. What we can do is we can grab all these colors, and I'll go to edit colors, and then recolor artwork. And all I need to do is click on the color theme picker, And when I click on that, it is going to grab the color theme that is happening in that image. So you can see it automatically sampled those colors and pulled them over here. Now, it's grabbing all the colors down here, but let's say I want more of this red color. All I need to do is click and drag this up, and you can see that I can get more of that red, or I can grab more of the green. I probably want less of that kind of paleness. Let's go right there. Cool. So we grabbed a color scheme right there. Yeah, someone was commenting on the spelling on my hat. I'm glad someone caught it. There we go. A little bit of graphic design. Love some graphics, baby. All right. So that is a great way to grab color schemes. If you have an image that you're looking for inspiration, just use the color theme picker instead of doing a lot of the color.adobe.com stuff that we showed you. Really easy to do with the color picker tool. All right. So next up, George. George, great job. I loved these. I especially love the heart, like butterflies. I think this is really fun. Hey, love bug. Cute. I love that we got the hack with creating a heart out of a square. What I would really kind of advise there is if you're going to do that, again, we're just using a square, rotating it and deleting the top panel. Then we're going to put a super thick stroke on it. And it looks like right now what you've done is you've kind of just changed the round caps and the corners. If you're going to do that, I would really push it to be really thick so that it doesn't look like it's a right angle. Or what I always like to do is keep that corner very, very sharp. And that way you can kind of get a more true heart shape. You can play around with however you want to. And we have Evan Abrams in our live chat coming up next with our video community day. So stick around for that. I believe this is our first video community day ever. So stick around for that. Let's celebrate that. I'll mention it again at the end of the stream as well. Love what's happening here. We got a little bevel and emboss. I believe this is probably the Trajan that is, there's a version that is like a variable font. Let me see if I have it installed here. I do. Trajan Color. So color fonts are a big thing. They're a big trend. You can find them some places on the internet, but color fonts are really cool, and they have usually some extra options that you can work with, or you can go through, and sometimes they have different versions of those color fonts. So this was a huge thing. I think it was like not a lasting trend, or not as lasting as we thought it was going to be, but color fonts are definitely a thing. It just comes like this in this style, which is really cool. So I love that you're using that there. All right, the next thing that I want to talk about, I'm going to save those. Oh, I did want to just highlight this. So Dorina Boneva? Sure. I love what you do with these colors. Love this color scheme. And I like that you can see how many different variations of something you can make so quickly. And again, if you're working with a client, it is so important to be able to do this because it just saves you a bunch of time. Anything that you can do to be more efficient and save time, like please learn how to do that and get it into your process. The next one that I want to highlight right here, same person. I believe that this is still Dorina. I love this. This is like what we were trying to do during the challenge that we didn't really have time to like bring out all the way, but we have the vines, we've got the flowers. Everything's inflated with that 3D effect. And I just love the way that the 3D with intertwined with 3D looks. It is just so delicious. Like it is just bubbly, especially right here. Look at that. Look at the little pillow emboss. It is delicious. I absolutely love this. Congrats, Serena. This is just a gorgeous, here, let me close this so we can see it. There we go. Look at that. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. So good job. Love, love, love seeing your challenges here using those 3D effects. So I'm going to spend a lot of time in 3D today, actually. Let's go ahead and answer a question. Also, Arsham, I just really like this one. I like what you did with kind of the bubbliness of this one, especially down here. I don't know. I like the coloring, feels unique. It feels very like Street Fighter to me for some reason, but great job here. I think it looks great. Love the little apostrophe. I think you got all of the letter forms right. And I like that the O's are a little bit different. That is always my favorite thing, is to have a little bit of variation on these letters. And I believe the D is the same. The D is the same, but the O's are all different, and I like that. I like that. All right, let's go ahead and jump into some 3D stuff because I want to show you some 3D things. We got, what, 15 minutes? Yeah, that's just enough time. So I want to show you some 3D things. I saw a lot of people kind of making words with the styles. Crispy bacon, nice. This is Jeffrey Ann. Love this look, crispy bacon. And what I want to do is I'm actually going to see if I can find something. I'm just going to show you another resource is what I'm going to do. So another way to do some 3D, and I'm going to use this kind of, I don't know, this feels very like Burger King to me. All right, so this isn't kerned the way that I want, and I can definitely just like bring it out here, or I can use the touch type tool, which is going to be way easier and just give us the visual space. So we did talk about touch type tool, and this is where the power of touch type really comes together. Is if you're trying to kind of visually balance something, I'm able to really visually balance, this word the way that I want it to look without having to go in and change a bunch of settings. So we have our type here, and we love this bacon. I think it looks good, but I want to see if I can find some like real bacon, right? And I love these colors that you're using, so I'm just gonna grab one of these colors. Let's see if we can use the power of substance materials to find some real bacon. So you can click on this, we can go to Effect, 3D and Materials, and right now we are just going to click on Extrude and Bevel. So we're going to click Extrude and Bevel, and it is going to extrude and bevel this type for us. Right there, it's going to think about it for a second, and then it is going to extrude and bevel for us. And that looks great. So I actually don't want it to be off-axis front. So over here on the presets, I just want it to be front. Oops, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna give it a little bit of depth so that it has some kind of wonkiness, I guess, to it. But then I also want to give it some perspective. There we go. That'll give us some kind of 3D-ness. Perspective is going to make it kind of pull so that you can see a little bit of this edge, which is what I want for our delicious bacon. So now what I'm going to do, yes, someone in our chat is saying 3D texture bacon eyes. Got it. So effects, 3D bacon eyes. I don't see bacon eyes there. All right, so we are going to have this selected, and we are going to go to materials. And if you don't see the material that you want in your materials or in the Adobe Substance materials right here, what you can do is click on this button right there, find more materials on Substance 3D Community Assets. Click right there, and it's going to take you to this site, substance3d.adobe.com/community assets. And you can scroll through all of these different files and find something that could be interesting for you. That would be a good texture. So you can also search. So I'm going to search and type in bacon and see if we get anything. Oh, we did it. We have a bacon. We have a bacon format. So let's go ahead, click on download. I can't believe this exists. It's like, it looks like raw bacon because it's a little shiny, but like we'll roll with it. So it downloads as an SBSAR file. And what you want to do is once you find that file, you're going to click on plus right here and click on add materials. Then you're going to go over to where you just downloaded that right here. And you want to grab that bacon, hit open, and then it will load into, let's find it, there we go, into your material. So in theory, when I click on this, it is going to baconize it. Let's click, see what happens. It is raw bacon, which is really gross. But we have that raw bacon, and usually what we can do here is we can scroll down and find new parameters. So we're gonna repeat this a lot so that we get a little more of like a kind of textured bacon. Yes, this is very much a raw bacon. Normal height adjustment. Let's go ahead and click here and see what that does. With a lot of these, you can kind of just see what it does. It looks like that one is giving it some extra texture. Let's see here. Varnish coat thickness. Let's increase that, and it's probably just going to make it shinier, which is fun. Let's see. It's very raw. It is very raw bacon. Okay, cool. Color variation. There we go. This is where we can fix some of our color variation. I don't want it to be as raw, so we're just going to darken all of these colors. Right, we're going to get a kind of dark brown here, and you'll see that it's going to start changing these very quickly. Oh, that's way too dark. That is nasty bacon. color bacon has to be more like red. It has to be like more like here. Let's see. That's still a little bit raw. Let's get it a little bit darker. Just getting get a nice char on that. There we go. So that's looking good. The fat is looking a little bit unrendered, so we're going to darken that down a little bit. And you can really play around and get the right settings that you want to find the perfect amount of delicious bacon. It's looking better. I mean, it's not great, but it's looking better. So we can play around, create some bacon, keep going here, color variation, blur. That all looks great. And then we can play around with the lighting. So maybe we want to do a top left instead, or maybe we want to even do this diffuse, which will be right in the middle. That looks terrible. Let's do some right. Yeah, so you can play around and you can use materials to get some really great textures on there and even, again, put bacon. But the one that I really, really wanted to show you with 3D, and again, this is going to be like community recap, but also just mostly 3D stuff because it's awesome. I'm going to show you how to do this cheese effect, but do it like way different. So what we can do is we can type out cheese. There's so many E's in cheese. Cheese. And then we can use that trick that we learned with the pencil tool. So we can go to object, we can go to expand, and then we're going to grab the pencil tool, which is over here somewhere. Andrew, where is it? You lost it last time and then did it wrong. There it is. Underneath the shaper tool. So pencil tool right there. And we're going to select these and then just grab that pencil tool and draw in some extra little nasty wobbliness. Oops, I need to ungroup them. There we go. And then we're going to grab that pencil tool and draw in some cheesy, drippy, delicious goodness. And again, when you have it selected and you use the pencil tool, it is going to allow you to actually augment these shapes. So we're having a lot of really delicious stuff. I'm going to do that real quick for these other two. And then we are going to do some Substance 3D materials to be able to change this around. Cheese. Cheese. Also, chat, if you have questions, please let me know. Just let me know in chat so that I'm not just talking about cheese this entire stream. Oh, why aren't we augmenting here? There we go. Two more. This is not the funnest, but that's okay. There we go. And one more, and then I'll show you how to make this really cheesy. Oops, I didn't get close enough to a path there. And that was just lazy. Andrew, pull it together. All right, there we go. All right, so we've got all the melty cheese going on here, and all we need to do is grab this, and then we're going to go to materials, and again, we can go to that community page and just type in cheese. I know that I already have a cheese texture because I've looked for this before because I really wanted one. I have this one. So you can download this cheese texture if you want to use it. And then we're going to come over here. And this time I think I'm going to use Inflate. So we're going to select all of our pieces right here. We're going to click on Inflate. Oh, it literally is working, but it is just black right now. So let's do, there we go. So we have cheese, and this is what I think a lot of people did is they inflated, which you can see up here. And this looks good, but I think it can look better. So we're going to select this and then go to materials, and I'm going to find that cheese. Where's the cheese? There we go. Cheese. This is the one that I downloaded. So you can just click on cheese, and then we're going to scroll down into our settings. We're going to repeat this a lot so that we've got, there we go, cheese. I'm so excited. There are some other settings that we can kind of play around with here. That looks pretty good. Let's kind of offset things a little bit there. And yeah, we got some cheese. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to do lighting, and I'm going to turn on a shadow, but I'm going to put that shadow below object, and it's going to put the light coming from the top. So you can see that we're going to move a little bit of distance from that. Right now we can play around with the light. I believe that the light, there we go. Ooh, I actually like this. I think that looks really cool. And what's cool with playing around with your lighting is you can really see kind of some of the pieces of the texture coming through. I love the little texture. I'll zoom in really far here. See that little texture on this substance material? That is tasty. It is cheesy and delicious. And so this to me, looks really good. And again, if you're trying to make like literally a block of cheese, I think that this would work really well. Is you just hit cheese right here. It's going to give us one piece of cheese. I'm going to give it a little bit of perspective. Where's our perspective? Right. Oops. Front. Where are we? Front. Give it some perspective. Give it a little bit of depth. And then change that material to be a little bit more repeated. There we go. And maybe let's do an off-axis front and see a block of cheese. A cheese block. We have made a block of cheese. I think that maybe we need a little bevel on here. Just a little round. And then pull that way down. There we go. So we have a 3D block of cheese looking good. Man, this is wild. So yes, you can play around with these and really create a different look than what you've created, but in a similar fashion. So it's just easier to add a little bit extra dimension, a little bit of extra fun here. But I love what you did there with your pieces. All right, so here's a question real quick. We have 5 minutes left. Technia said, trying to replicate the peppermint candy effect that was shown in one on the day. It's driving me nuts. I created a triangle and then use the twist effect, but it doesn't match even what I saw happening in the appearance panel. Okay, cool. So what's happening right now is it looks like you are twisting the triangle, but it looks like it's not a complete shape. So there should be a line here that is connecting that piece right there. So what I'd suggest to do is grab your tool, go to the polygon tool, and then click. Type in 3, which will give you a triangle. And from there, you can just click and squish it, and then maybe rotate it using the rotation tool, which is R. So with this, what's going to happen is right now, if you put the twist effect on here, distort and transform twist, it is just going to twist this shape. So it's just going to twist the shape, which I think is kind of what you're getting here. What we want to do is we want to kind of make a spin around for this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this shape, and then I'm going to come and I'm going to grab the rotate tool with the shape selected. I'm going to hover over this bottom point right here. You can see the bottom point right there. And we're going to hold Alt or Option and then click. And that will give us these options. And this is how you do the peppermint twist. You can do it by 30 degrees and then hit copy. So we're going to hit copy. Oops, that was not too much. Let's try that one more time. So holding Alt or Option, I'm going to do it by 45 degrees. Let's try that and hit copy. So right there, it's going to make a copy, and then we just want to do that again and again. So we can go to Object, Transform again, or just hit Control D, and it is going to keep transforming those until we have a perfect little pattern here, right? Now, this is where it gets fun. So now you select all of these pieces, hit Control G or right click and go to Group, and then go back to your effect, distort and transform, twist. Oh, it's very much doing something wrong. And my understanding is that I have done something wrong and I know what I've done. So instead of grouping these, we need them all to be one shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Window and then go to Pathfinder and click right here on Unite. So now they are all one shape. And so now when I apply the distort and transform twist, Andrew's confused about what's happening. Interesting. All right, one more time. Try to make it a compound path and see if that helps. Okay. All right. So here's what happened. We are figuring things out together. I selected all of these shapes and I needed it to be a compound path. So with all of your triangles selected, you can go to Object, Path, and then, Object, Compound Path down here, and then Make. And with this selected, now we can go back and distort and transform and go to Twist. It just needed to be one piece so that we could create that twist using one path. And someone's saying, does Shape Builder tool work too? Yes. So if you have all of your triangles just kind of zoomed around, how long do I have? 1 minute. So yes, if you have all of these triangles that are zoomed around, you can go to the Shape Builder tool, which is right down here. And you can just click and drag on all of these. It will make them one shape. And then when no, the Shape Builder tool won't work because they're not overlapping. That's why it's not working. Because it's not overlapping right here, it's just kind of touching, it actually won't. So you do need to select them all, go to Object, Compound Path, and Make. And then from there, you can apply your twist. And then you can get that peppermint look. So I know that was a blast and a little bit over all over the place at the end there. But thank you for joining me these last few weeks. It was so much fun. Make sure you stick around after this for the video community, the video community stream. And I will see you another time here on Adobe Live. Stick around, have fun, and say hi to Evan for me. Bye.